Okay, well, let me just go on.
What it is, it was the X-ray. It was
that was
it was
that was a big part of it. She was born in Poland, actually, although operated very much in France. She was born, I think, in 1867, but she was a remarkable woman.
Yeah, she was.
For her work. She was given a Nobel Prize for medicine. But in the war, she was incredible. Now, let me briefly say that what she did, she kind of discovered the concept of radioactivity.
Yeah.
With all that meant, she discovered the elements of polonium, which was actually named after her home country, Poland, polonium and radium, are two pretty lethal radioactive elements, but which are used to actually cure cancer. They kill cancer cells. Wow. So what that woman achieved is quite phenomenal. Talk about human ingenuity. At great risk to herself, although she didn't die young. I think she was about 66 when she died in 19... I can't remember, but anyway, sometime in the 1900s. She died of radiation-induced leukemia as a direct result of her work. But yeah, maybe her greatest invention was the X-ray, and it was in its earlier development during the First World War. And she and many other women, they took what they called the petite Curies, which mean small X-ray machines, and she took them out to the battlefront, where these machines could locate the bullets, the fragments in somebody's body, in a soldier's body, and if he got a broken leg or broken arm. And so they were able to do brilliant curing or helping, saving work of the troops. And you think how routine for us is going for an X-ray. I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? What somebody had the ability and the foresight to, at a time, let's face it, way before we have our computers or anything like that. But the brilliant mind of Marie Curie, as I say, she got the Nobel Peace Prize. There used to be a Marie Curie hospital in London. I don't think that still operates. I might be wrong, but I think there is the Marie Curie Hospice that certainly operates. I think in Hampstead or somewhere. But yeah, someone who did great things for the people of the world, really, when you think we all benefit from that. Another one, again, who did incredible stuff was somebody called Felix Hoffmann. And in 1897, he completed his development work on creating the aspirin. Now, of course, that's a very well-known painkiller, which has helped millions, billions of people over the years. And again, he had to do some amazing work with, aspirin comes from the bark of a willow tree, which is amazing in the first place. But something from that bark was used for millennia as a painkiller. But anyway, long story short, he refined that in 1897 and developed the aspirin, which we know today as a lifesaver in many ways, because it's also used, I think, as a blood thinner, something like that. So these people are just phenomenal in their ability and the fact that they have this ingenuity about them. And we could go on a long time talking about that, but there's so many areas. And another interesting area in terms of human ingenuity, apart from medicine and these other things, is sanitation. Now, somebody said, and I forget who said it, but something along the lines that humans only became civilized when we created or invented a proper sanitation system, and which is strangely not so long ago now. Excuse me, a person mostly associated with that in many ways, and for want of a better name, is Thomas Crapper himself. Do you know anything about Thomas? Do you know anything about Thomas Crapper? You first, cuz? What do you know about Thomas Crapper, apart from his name?
I don't know anything about Thomas Crapper. You think someone was pulling your legs? You said that earlier.
He would, but he believe me, he lent his name to the toilet. He did, but more in America than here. But what about you, Rose? Have you heard of Thomas Crapper?
Yeah, I think he made the toilet, didn't he? Did he
Well,
invent it? Like no?
that was often thought to be the case. In a way, his involvement with inventing the toilet or the system, the flushing system, was completely overstated, probably to the annoyance of the man who really got the patent or the patent for the flushing water closet, the flushing toilet, and that was somebody called Alexander Cummings. So he was probably a bit cheesed off, knowing that someone else was getting the benefit of that. But Thomas Crapper actually was an Englishman. He was born, believe it or not, in a place called Thorne in West Yorkshire, or at least in the West Ridings of Yorkshire. So he was born up there. And more trivia, he actually died. He died, I think, in 1910 in a place called Annerley on the southern outskirts of London. And believe it or not, within a stone's throw from the ground of my football team. So whether at Crystal Palace, so whether he'd seen one or two poor performances too many, which brought his end on, I don't know. But he died, strangely enough, very near to where Palace play their football. But he was a very clever, successful businessman in England, and he started the Thomas Crapper Company, which was basically a plumbing company. And he did get nine patents, so he did deserve a lot of credit. And two of those, for example, one was he invented the ball cock. You remember a ball cock in a toilet system?
Yeah.
This big ball that goes up and down with the water. And he also amended the S-bend. Obviously, that's going to cause a few blockages. And he created the U-bend, which I suppose makes for other blockages. But we could say the mind boggles, but that would be a bit of an inappropriate comment, wouldn't it? But yeah, so he was very involved. And in fact, I would tell you that the Thomas Crapper and Co. Limited is a company still running, still going in this country, in America, in Hong Kong. So very successful. Strangely enough, we didn't use his name.